Shooting like a pro. I recommend trigger time, and I think I mentioned trigger time. It's all about trigger time. Make sure you put the time in behind your gun, and goes for anything. It's not necessarily quantity of time practice, but quality of time practice. So when it's a windy day outside, take your air gun, go and shoot. See what the wind does. Try to learn from it and try to improve yourself every time. That's going to be basically how to shoot like a pro. And of course, have good gear. You know, whatever gear you have, I try to recommend to stick with your gear for at least 6 months to a year before you change anything. That way, you learn what is going on with your kit. You know what to expect if something goes wrong. If I go to a world championship match, I want to shoot my gun for at least a year to a year and a half. So that's more than a season's worth of shooting, so that I am prepared for anything if it does go wrong. So yeah, have good gear and shoot a lot. My favorite is WFTF class 12 foot-pound field target. I've shot it all my life. You know, I've shot, gosh, close to 20 years now. I started when I was 7. So I've shot WFTF for a very long time. I am really starting to like the NRL shooting. It is a lot of fun with my Delta Wolf, and I do enjoy 100-yard bench rest in that as well. There's a lot of things. If it's an air gun and it goes bang, I love it. So I like to shoot my Daystate Red Wolf LPR. It's by far my favorite gun. It's really, really accurate. I do like the Delta Wolf. I've recently acquired a Grand Prix, so I do like to dabble in the electronics just a little bit. I know there's a lot of hesitations on them, but I had some hesitations too. And once you start to understand them and you understand how to work on them and manipulate them, it's just like anything. You get very comfortable with them, and that becomes your air gun of choice. So I use Collis scopes. On my field target gun, I use a Collis K1050 field target. I do love the reticle. It's an MHR reticle. It's a very temperature stable scope, which I love. In bench rest, I use a 1050 competition that goes all the way out to 800 yards. And then in NRL, I use a K525i in MOA. I prefer MOA since that's all I know. But yeah, I use Collis scopes almost exclusively. Any other hacks? Let's see. Just be prepared, you know, honestly, just be prepared. Make sure you have a stable platform. Look at what can go wrong and try to mitigate those issues. And just go with the flow. You know, if something goes wrong, adapt and go forward. Otherwise, you're just going to freak yourself out.